Hey, welcome back to Garden Rose. I want to take you through the experience of a beginner getting bees. My husband and I decided to become beekeepers. Well, really, it's mostly me. I wanted to become a beekeeper, and I needed to make sure that he was going to support me if it's a little bit more intimidating than I thought, or if I need his help with certain things. I needed to make sure that he was in it with me. But this was kind of my idea and my attempt at getting a little bit closer to like the homestead living, having a full like ecosystem in our backyard. So we've got a great garden. All that's missing is bees to pollinate it. So we are going to be beekeepers. I've got a lot of equipment here, and I've got my boxes assembled. So we're working on our hive, and we get the bees in a couple weeks. Actually, a friend was gracious enough to connect us to someone he knows that keeps bees, and we are going to go visit this weekend and kind of see a real live beehive up close, because I haven't even done that, just kind of jumping into this. I'm not jumping into it. I've read I have a couple books, I've watched a ton of YouTube videos, and I found a local bee club that I'm going to start going to. They haven't met yet for the month, so the first monthly meeting will be before I get the bees. But I'm kind of diving into all the resources that I can to make sure that I feel good going into this. I have to be honest, I'm nervous about it, but I'm mostly excited. I've been reading this one book, and I am just amazed at bees and what they can do and how they communicate and everything that they do for us. So I'm excited to be part of it. And, I'm assuming I'm not going to get honey much this year, if at all. So I'm not necessarily like doing this for the honey, but to add to, like I said, the ecosystem. So I think it'll be nice, but we'll see what happens this year. I'm going to take you along for the ride for all of it. So we'll see how it goes together. But we assembled the boxes already, and I filmed some of that, so I'll throw a few clips in of us assembling the boxes. It wasn't the easiest thing to do because they came already coated with beeswax. So putting together the dovetail connection was a little bit tricky. The beeswax kind of got in the way, but we are going to be able to kind of like sand up the edges and cover them with more beeswax so that they look really nice from the outside. I think they're fine the way they are, but just for the look of it, like you can see, some of the edges kind of took a beating when we were trying to put them together. So we're going to touch those up just because we like things to look nice while they, have a good purpose. So we've got that going. And today I need to finish building the frames. So I've got one done, and they fit in there very nicely. So I'm going to assemble the rest. And I figured I would talk a little bit about what I'm doing as I work through the frames, so you can join me. I'm planning on taking you through the whole process of getting this started, so you'll be with me for the next, until the end of the month when I get the bees. So we will be in this together, and this is just the beginning. So for the most part, this has been easy to assemble. Like, it all goes together really well. The beeswax made it a little bit challenging, but it's better than not having it covered in beeswax and then having to like paint it or cover it with beeswax ourselves before putting it outside. So and I got the kit that has 2 deep boxes and 1 medium super. So the deep brood boxes are, you'll see these have like the black frames, and that's the plastic foundation. So I have each one holds 8. So I have 16 of the bigger ones and then 8 of these smaller yellow ones. And this is the plastic foundation that it's covered in beeswax. And it's got the hexagons in there already so that the bees can kind of follow that pattern and build their comb out from there. And then the comb they'll use to store, you know, whether it's the honey, whether it's pollen, whether it's brood, which is an egg laid by the queen. They'll build all of that off of these frames. So I just have to put it all together and get it set up for them, and then they do the rest. So I'm really excited to see how quickly they build. I feel like it's going to be really, like, just really eye-opening to see them kind of like in action. Like I said, I'm nervous. I'm nervous to get stung a lot. I know it's inevitable and I know it's going to happen, and that's okay, but I'm nervous to get stung. I'm nervous to have them, you know, like swarming. I'm nervous for them to be like up in my face or all around me when I'm trying to inspect the hive. So I guess that's really the only thing. And I'm nervous to do something wrong that's gonna hurt them and, you know, like ruin the hive and possibly not have them survive, you know, the year. I think it'll be tricky come winter time to make sure that they are going to survive throughout the winter. And I know a lot of that has to do with like leaving them enough honey and feeding them if I need to supplement, and just making sure that they have what they need to make through the winter. The weather is going to be tricky because I'm in Michigan, so we have cold winters, but that's why I got 2 deep boxes, because if they filled both of those up with brood and I leave both those deep boxes throughout the winter, hopefully that's enough space for them, and they have enough room to like fill it with everything that they need to make it throughout the winter. So that's why I picked what kit I picked and like what set of boxes you can get. You can get just like 1 deep and 2 mediums. You can get all mediums. You can get 8 frames or 10 frames. I just decided to go with 8 because it felt a little more beginner friendly, and based on my area, I went with the deeps. So I'm hoping that I'm not doing anything wrong right from the start, but that is what I'm starting with. And like I said, when I go see my friend of a friend's hive, I'm really excited to see the kind of like operation that they have going on, because I think I will learn a lot from getting out of the books and getting out of the videos, seeing it for myself in real life, kind of like being more hands-on with it. So those are some of the thoughts that I have as I'm going into this. I just wanted to capture that because who knows where I'll be even midsummer if I start to love it and I'm like, oh my gosh, was I even afraid? Was I even nervous? Like, no, I had this from day one. No, I didn't have this from day one. I am nervous. And like I said, I needed to make sure that before I even pulled the trigger and ordered bees, that my husband was going to be there to make sure that like I had, and obviously, you know, I wouldn't have married my husband if he wasn't going to support me in everything I do. We support each other in everything we do, but I wanted to make sure that he was going to be okay to potentially help out with bees as well before I just decided like, hey, we are going to be beekeepers now. So here's your bee suit. Speaking of, I did get a package over there, but I need to nail this in. So the frames have a little lip on the inside here where you can slide this in, the plastic frame. And you don't need to have the plastic frame. Some people use like wires that will come down from here, and the bees will build their comb around it and it'll be supported through the wires. But I think the plastic foundation is just another beginner friendly way to start. So I think that'll make extracting any honey potentially a little bit more challenging unless I were to get one of the big extractor machines. But like I said, I don't even know if I'm going to get a lot of honey this year, if any. So I'm not going to buy that machine unless I find out that I really like have to, and maybe that'll be in the future. I think there's ways that you can just kind of like scrape the comb off of the plastic foundation and extract the honey from that, but then you can't reuse the comb. And if you were to use the extractor that spins to spin the honey out, it leaves the comb behind so that the next season the bees already have that foundation to start storing things in. They don't have to spend so much energy building a new comb. So pros and cons, but this is what we went with. So then this also has a lip on the inside where it hooks in. And then we nail it here. There we have it, another frame. Another thing I'm finding super fascinating about bees is that they have a space, it's called bee space, and I don't remember the exact dimensions, so I will find it and put it on the screen here, but any less than this, they will fill with propolis because they want to close any holes that aren't supposed to be there. So they will fill those gaps if it's too small of a space. If it's too big, they will build out comb around it because they want to like enclose the space. They don't want things bigger than a bee, like a mouse or anything like that. They don't want other things getting in their space, so they'll close it up to just have it so that's only what they need. So everything is built intentionally, and these fit together so that the spaces in between the frames are the exact measurements for bee space. So I don't know, just the coolest things I'm learning, and that we just are learning from bees in general. So it's very cool. I have lots of bee facts now that I've been spewing out at my friends and family whenever I get the chance. It's just like, did you know? Bees are super cool, so I'm excited. Before I get into the rest of these frames, I want to show you what I have in my package. I was getting a little worried because this was getting delayed, and like I said, we're going to see a hive this weekend, so what's in this box is needed. One for me and one for my husband. It comes in a little case, which is nice. Okay, so actually, this is just the jacket. So I ordered the whole suit, and that one was out of stock after I ordered it. So they let me know that I'm gonna have to wait a little bit longer because they don't have it in stock right now. So the suit, the full suit, I have one coming. This is just the jacket that was gonna be like an extra for Brad to come stand by me if I get nervous, or friends and family that wanted to come out and see if they feel better wearing something like this before getting up close. So that's why it's just a jacket, but I guess it's not like going to be a whole get up that I need to practice putting on, but it's just a jacket. So it looks like it's really big, but you want bee suits and bee jackets to be bigger because if they sting the material, if it's right up against you, you might still get stung. But since it's a little bit looser, the sting will just stay in the jacket versus penetrating your skin. So that's why it's a little bit loose. You want to find a fit that's like not too loose that you can't work in. So I think this should be good. Let's see. think it's fine. But yeah, it's got thumb straps so you don't lose your sleeve and have bees come up there. And these are reversible or adjustable, I think. Yeah, so that's pretty good there. Got lots of pockets for my handy dandy tools. My hive tool. All right, let's do the best part. I wonder what Ozzy's gonna think of me in this. Oh, that's nice. Let me see, where'd my zippers go? Oh, here's one. I'm gonna zip up my hair. Okay, so the zippers meet in the middle. All right, that one's weird. And then Velcro down. This is pretty cool. What do you think? I like it because it feels secure. You know, like a bee could be flying all around me and I'm gonna feel like they can't get my face. So that feels good. I've got good peripherals since this is net too, so I can see, I can turn my head and look all over. I like it. Do I look like a beekeeper? So that's my new equipment. That's my new hobby. That's the new journey that I'm going to be going on, and I hope you'll join me. Not closing off this video because there's still a lot more to come, but I'm going to go ahead and just build these frames. I don't think it would be quite fun for you to watch me do them. So yeah, next time you see me, maybe I'll be looking at a beehive, but most likely I will be preparing the place where my bees will be living. So we'll hop there. All right, so today is the day that we start to clear out a space where we're going to have our beehive. So you can see back here, there's a lot of trees and they're all dead. We've been meaning to take them out since last year because they just don't grow. So they look like a little like Dr. Seuss village of sticks up in the air. But we're gonna clear those out today and make a spot where the beehive can go. So we picked this spot because, as you can tell, it gets a lot of sun, but then it's also covered by these trees here. So it'll get some afternoon shade. And then right there is our pond. So it's not too far of a little flight over here to have endless water. And there's a lot, like up on the shore, there's a lot of places where they can kind of sit and drink where I don't have to worry about them kind of like going too far in and possibly drowning. I don't have to come up with any kind of like floaties or sticks for them to sit on, I think. I think that's how it's going to go, but if I start to see a bunch of drowning bees in the pond, I'm going to have to come up with something different. But anyway, it's pretty far away from the rest of our main backyard. So back over there is the garden. Yeah, they'll hopefully fly from here to our garden and help with pollination. But there's lots of, you know, fields all around this area. So they'll have potentially a lot of areas to go hunt for some nectar and pollen. Now, I don't know if it's super necessary, but I kind of want to plant some flowers all along the pond and just kind of like a path to the garden. I know that the bees will find the areas that they want to get their nectar and pollen from. I'm hoping that the garden is the primary area, but honestly, we'll just see what the bees start to do once they get here. But anyway, I don't know if it'll make a huge difference, but I'm hoping that a path of flowers will kind of just make them happy along the way to the garden. So that's kind of my plan. But anyway, today we are going to take down these trees, cut them up for some firewood, and clear out the space. Okay, so today we are doing a little bit of arts and crafts with our beehive. So I have my deep brood box here, and they came pre-waxed. So it's a plastic foundation that has some wax on it. However, if you look, and I didn't really know what to look for. I mean, you can see that there's some wax, but you don't see a ton. And that's how they all are. And I thought that that was normal. I thought that was okay. The good thing about joining a bunch of Facebook groups for your hobbies is that you see all the other questions that people are asking. You can ask your own questions. You can kind of just like see what situations people are facing so that when things come up, you know how to handle it or where to go for some advice. So I saw a lot of people talking about their frames and showing pictures. It would be like a little bit spotty. It wouldn't be all evenly distributed. The comb that the bees were making, I'm referring to, it wouldn't be all evenly distributed. It would be spotty. And people were saying that they are just not covered with enough wax when they come to you, and the bees have a hard time kind of like getting started because of that. So you need to add more wax on. So that's what I'm doing today. We have some wax left over from the sides that like where the dovetails went together. There was some wax buildup that came off. So we have that. And then I also have this ball and this comb from our new friend who we went and saw their hive. So this makes me feel really good too, because not only do I feel more confident that there will be a sufficient amount of wax for them to start building off of, but it will also smell more like a beehive. Like this is wax from a beehive. And right now it smells like, it really smells like the wood, but it just, it smells like a new shiny toy. So I think by putting this wax on there, it's going to smell more like a beehive, and the bees might be more comfortable being in there too, and they will stick around and hopefully stay. So I have to melt this down, and I think I might start actually. I think I'm going to start with the wax that we got from the hive, because I know that for sure is beeswax and this ball. So I just have a heat gun, and we're gonna see if this works. Then I have a little foam roller that I can roll in my melted wax and roll on my trays. So we're gonna see. I don't know if this is even gonna be enough wax, but we'll see how far this gets us, and hopefully it works out. right, today is the day that we are officially setting up our hive in the location where it's going to be. We are getting the bees tomorrow, so we're excited to put this up so that it's all ready for the bees when they come. So I've got my hive there. It's not going to stay there, it's just there temporarily. And we are going to build our little foundation, and you can just watch. I've secured the package. All right, so I've got the bees behind me, well, behind the passenger seat on the floor of the truck. And I gotta say, right now I'm feeling good. I went and picked them up. I brought the kind of like mosquito net bag to put them in. I brought a little bottle of sugar water so I could spray the sides down and make sure they had something to do on their way home. But honestly, I don't even think I needed either of those things. I've been hyping this up so much in my head, but so far they seem really chill. I thought maybe I would hear a bunch of buzzing in my car the whole ride home. I couldn't even tell that they're here. There's no difference. So I'm hoping that these are all good signs and that this is just gonna continue being okay, you know, knock on wood. But yeah, we'll open up the package when I get home and make sure that everything is looking good. I think there was probably, just on the first look, it looked like there was a little bit more possibly dead bees on the bottom than I would have enjoyed to see, but nothing kind of rang an alarm to them that was too many dead. So it seems like, you know, I still have a good amount of bees, but we'll see. Yeah, I think I'm officially a beekeeper. I have bees in my possession, so. All right, well, I'm gonna finish. We got like 5 minutes till I get home, and we will put them in their new home, and we'll see how they do. I'd like to say there's a swish bee on the top, and it was not me. Someone else did that. Oh, hello, bee. Oh, if you're squished, I did that one.
If you're squished, I did that one. Well, at least you're honest with them.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so I was nervous because did you see the video I sent you? There was a ton, like, on the bottom, and I thought they were all dead, but I think they just got knocked down because... Yeah. Oh, maybe I saw this side. See, I thought those were all dead.
They all look alive to me. They're all moving.
Yeah, okay, good. All right,
let's get
so
this show on the road.
We need to. I got the brush. You want to hold that? Just in case we need it later. All right, so.
I'm gonna sit back here.
These gloves aren't that great. I feel like I can't use my fingers. Careful though, because once you open it, oh, maybe nothing will happen. All right, so now we're gonna need that though. We're gonna take the can out and we have to hold this. But we gotta put this over.
Once we get the clean out, right.
No. Like once we get the can out, we're gonna put this back on.
Yep.
Just to get our bearings.
Okay. Is that gonna be cumbersome if that staple's still in there? To get the can out. Is that attached to the can somehow?
No, I don't think it's attached to the can. I think it's just hanging down next to it.
Okay.
Do you have something you can pry the can out with?
I have a knife.
Can you try that? Oh, it's heavy. Oh, it's stuck on something.
I'm gonna guess the yellow. Nope, I guess not.
Will you slide that under once I get this off?
Yep.
Okay, easy.
Hi guys. We're good. We're friends. Okay.
Cool. Okay. Do you want to take the queen out, or do you want to
Yeah.
do everything else? Okay. There's gonna be a lot of bees.
Okay. Well,
Just if you blow
honey,
on it.
you gotta. Hold on. I don't want them to light up my
Look
hands.
at that.
Nice, baby. Good job.
Okay, so. Oh, look, she's marked.
What color?
Green.
I don't see it.
Green. She just. You'll see it.
Oh, I
Right
see
there,
it.
see?
Yeah. Cool.
All right,
good enough?
yeah, that's good enough. Go ahead and put it in.
I don't want to shatter the plastic, so I'm gonna put it on the edge.
Okay.
But I also don't want to split it, so. Start shaking the booty.
So-
God, they smell weird. All right, let me put my gloves on before we piss them off. Before you put off the gloves, I hope you're done already my gloves. That would suck.
All right, I'm gonna slam it down.
You want to do it or you want me to?
Yep.
Okay. We don't need this anymore, right? See, now where do the bees go?
They're gonna go in there.
You sure?
Yes. Can you get the lid ready?
Yeah. Squish all of it.
I can't tell if these ones are, yeah, those are alive. All right, I'm gonna prop this up at the entrance so that they can find their home, because I'm not gonna slam them anymore.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, they need to be fed.
Yeah.
Oh no.
It's okay.
All right, so now they're getting fed. Good?
You want me to shake these more in?
Sure, if you want to.
Boys, time to go home.
Girls. They're mostly girls.
Yeah, there's no.
Let's just let them call everybody in.
I mean,
That's
the
what they're
pile's
doing,
getting
right?
smaller.
Yeah, let's let them sit for a minute.
Are those ones all gonna die because we didn't get them out?
Huh? No, they'll come out and they'll go to the front. All right. I'm gonna close this.
Well done, babe.
All right, so I think all the other ones will find their way in eventually.
Okay.
All right, so I'm back at the hive. I need to get the queen acquainted with her hive. So they've been getting to know her pheromones. They've been feeding her while she's in that cage. And well, first of all, I was very nervous that they weren't going to make it through the night. I've been a worried mess all morning, waiting for them to come out of the hive and start buzzing around, and they finally did. So they warmed up because it was below freezing last night. So I wasn't sure if they were going to make it, but we're going to take a peek inside. I'm hoping that one night was enough for them to get used to the queen and accept her and be ready to kind of move her out. It's supposed to rain tomorrow, so I know I won't be able to open it up, so I want to at least take the cork out of the candy end of the box of the queen so that the bees inside and the bees outside can start eating the candy, and eventually that's how the queen can get out and she can start laying eggs, she can start moving around the hive. So I want to get that process going, so we're going to get back in there today. Wish me luck. So normally you want to work behind the hive because they're usually
developing their flight pattern coming out of the front door, and once they have their flight pattern, they kind of know where they want to go. However, they've really been using this back hole more, so I might just come to the side over here and hopefully not get in their way too much. All right, so what I did last night was I came back, and instead of having the box that they came in on the front on the ground, I added my extra medium super box just empty, and the cage that they came in and their feed, the syrup, is on the inside because I wanted to make sure that they were staying warm enough. So that's why it looks a little bit different. So that's what I did last night to try to keep them a little bit warmer and a little bit happier. So we'll see if that works. Looks like most of them came out, so I can take this cage out. And now since it's warmer, I can put them out here and maybe they'll fly. And where last night it was too cold for them to fly. I'm also not smoking them because it's not like a crazy super honey flow time of year where they're like angry. So hopefully they're not mad at me for doing this, but I'm not gonna smoke them. So we gotta check out the queen and take her cork out. Oh, that's so funny. So I think this is bee poop. They don't poop inside because they like to keep it clean, and I think that's what all of this is. Let me see if I can show you. So they've established a poop deck. Oh, I didn't bring my hive tool. What a rookie move. Good thing they didn't really stick it down too much yet. I bet they don't want to sleep in there. Okay, so how am I going to do this? Well, they're not really doing anything yet. That's as expected. Oh, they're like chaining together. This is really cool. Okay. Oh no, that frame broke. Oh shoot. Alright, this frame is broken, which is not good. I can't tell if they have accepted her or not, but like I said, I think we're just gonna try this. She's still moving in there. Watch out, guys. I'm trying to get her out. Oh. Okay, I did it, I did it, I did it, I did it, I did it. Watch out. Get off of me. Okay. All right, so the cork is out. The candy is free. Hopefully that frame doesn't fall again. Oops, sorry guys. I might have just crushed one. All right, now I want to move them all back the way they were so that they don't disrupt. All right, guys, I know you're upset. Okay, that's done. Okay. So now I need to make a decision if I want to leave the syrup the way I had it. I think I don't. I think I can leave it outside because it's supposed to be a little bit warmer now. However, yeah, they can still get in that front, so that's good. So this will go back inside of me. So hopefully these guys, oh, you know what I should have done before I put the lid on? I should shake them in there, right? No? Yes? Yeah, because they might not be able to fly. Those might be young ones that can't fly yet. I am trying to get every last one and they just don't want to help me with that. So I'll leave that out for another night. I gotta put this in here. So I need to see if it'll fit. In there. Please just work with me. Oh, that does work, that does work. I'm just nervous if this is gonna fit back. Oh, it doesn't. Oh, that's amazing. So does that work? Oh, it's dripping at the bottom. Why is it doing that? Alright, well, let's do that. I'll put you girls back how I had you. Thank you for letting me visit, and I won't bother you for a couple more days. All right, well, that was super exhilarating. It was definitely a lot. We've been, thinking about this for a while and decided that this year was a good time to do it. So hopefully there's a lot more good updates coming. If you've watched this far, I hope you'll subscribe and stick around to see my first full year as a beekeeper, and do a lot of, gardening, see how they do in the garden, see if we get any honey, lots of kitchen projects from the harvest from the garden. So I've got a lot of exciting things coming up this summer, so I hope you'll stick around. But yeah, thanks for joining me in the first few steps of becoming a beekeeper and kind of my introduction into this. So if you have any tips,
if you are a beekeeper and you want to share any advice, feel free to leave a comment. Otherwise, I'll see you on the next one.